Hey there. So, if you're expecting your first child, you're probably feeling this wild mix of pure excitement and, let's be real, a whole lot of nerves. And that is completely 100% normal. Today, we're going to break down exactly where that fear comes from and give you a super clear framework to build some real solid confidence.
Okay, let's just get right into it. The number one thing first-time moms feel is nervous, scared, overwhelmed. It all pretty much boils down to a fear of the great unknown, right? You've never done this before, and that uncertainty can feel, well, it can feel paralyzing. But what if we could take that big, scary question mark and turn it into a plan you can actually manage?
Now, to really get why preparing yourself is so important, we have to look at the bigger picture for a second. The United States recently got a D+ grade for maternal and infant care. And I'm not showing you this to add to your fear, not at all. It's to highlight a reality. The system itself has some gaps. And that means being personally prepared isn't just a nice to have. It's absolutely essential for you to have a confident experience.
So where does this fear really, truly come from? It's pretty simple. You don't know what you don't know. You want to prepare, but you're not even sure what to prepare for. And what do? We try to Google everything, but gathering more and more information often just cranks up the anxiety.
I mean, just think about it. You're getting stories and advice from all over the place. Your mom's experience was probably decades ago. Things have changed. Your cousin is only telling you the most dramatic, scary parts of her 20-hour labor. And Dr. Google, oh man, that can send you down a rabbit hole of every worst-case scenario imaginable. There's plenty of information out there, but what's missing is clear, reliable context.
And what about your doctor or your midwife? Look, their absolute number one priority is the medical safety of you and your baby. They're focused on your blood work, that little heartbeat, all the clinical data. They just don't have the time in a quick appointment to walk you through all the detailed play-by-plays of labor. That's a gap that, well, you kind of have to fill yourself.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem, but we're here for solutions, right? The whole goal is to take childbirth from being this big, scary thing to being something you can manage. And to do that, there's a simple 3-part framework that's going to give you a clear roadmap to get ready. Here it is. It's not complicated at all. First, you need to know what's physically happening in your body. Second, you need to know what to actually do when it's happening. And third, and this is key, you need to practice those actions until they feel like second nature. Let's break each of those down. So, step 1 is all about knowledge. What do contractions really feel like? What's normal and what's not? Just understanding the stages of labor and what your body is trying to accomplish at each step, it demystifies the whole process. The more you know, the less you're going to fear the physical sensations. Step 2 is all about action. This is your toolkit. These are the things you can actually do. How do you breathe through a really intense contraction? What positions can ease pain and actually help things move along? How do you push in a way that's effective? Having these concrete skills to fall back on gives you a real sense of control right when you need it the most. This brings us to a really crucial idea that connects us to our third step, muscle memory. Here's the deal. When contractions really kick in, there's no time to start learning. When things get intense, you won't be able to think clearly or try out a new breathing technique you saw online. Your body has to already know what to do. And that's step 3. It's so simple, but so powerful. You take those actions from step 2, the breathing, the positions, and you practice them over and over again before labor even starts. So when that first real contraction hits, you don't have to think. Your body just responds. That is where real confidence comes from. All right, I want to give you something you can use right away, like tonight, to start bringing that anxiety level down. It's a really powerful 2-step exercise that takes fear from this overwhelming blob and turns it into something you can actually deal with. I want you to think of your fear right now as a dense fog. It's all around you, it's vague, you can't really see through it, and you definitely can't fight it. But what happens when you give that fear a specific shape? It becomes a definite thought. Suddenly, it's not this overwhelming fog anymore. It's something concrete you can actually look at and address. So here's the line that really clicks everything into place. You can't fight fog, but you can absolutely fight a definite thought. The very first step to conquering your fear is to stop letting it be this vague, jumbled mess in your head, and instead just give it a name. So here's exactly how you do it. First, get specific. Write it down. Not just I'm scared of labor, but I'm scared I'll freeze up during contractions, or I'm scared of tearing.
Then, for each of those specific fears, you ask yourself, okay, what would I do if that happens? Play it out. Make a little backup plan. If I freeze up, my partner knows to help me with my breathing. All of a sudden, that fear starts to lose its power because you've taken back control.
Lastly, I want to talk about the real power of being prepared by sharing a quick story. It just so powerfully shows why preparation beats perfection every single time. A positive birth isn't about everything going exactly according to some rigid plan. So here's the scene. A mom was really hoping for an unmedicated natural birth. She'd done all her prep, she was doing great, and everything was moving along just the way she'd hoped. It was looking perfect. But, birth can throw you a curveball. Late in the game, she developed preeclampsia, which is a really serious blood pressure condition. The safest path forward was an emergency C-section, literally the exact opposite of what she had wanted and planned for. But here's the most important part. After it was all over, she described her birth as a great experience. How was that even possible? Because she was prepared. She and her team had talked about what would happen if a C-section was needed. She knew what it involved, she understood the words they were using, she wasn't completely blindsided. She still felt informed and in control, even when the plan changed in an instant. And this, right here, this is the whole takeaway. Your goal shouldn't be a perfect birth, because that's an outcome you just can't control. Your goal should be a prepared birth, because that is a process you can control. When you are truly prepared, you can handle any scenario with confidence. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Don't just let birth happen to you, like you're just along for the ride. Prepare yourself, build that confidence, and allow this incredible experience to happen through you. You are at the center of this story, and preparation is what gives you the power to embrace that role, no matter what your birth journey looks like.